Hi there, friends. Doc South here, and I was just sitting here on the back deck, thinking how there are all of a sudden there doesn't, especially this year. I'm not sure why this year, but even there was a touch of it last year too. There seems to be less and less cruise nights and car shows going on, as there used to be. If there is a car show, usually it's a humongous big one, like a Lead East or a Memorial Motor Madness kind of thing where you have a few hundred cars piling in, which is great. They're fun, and but I remember again, 15, 20 years ago, I would be DJing sometimes 3, 4, 5 cruise nights in a week, certainly 3, and then maybe with a car show over the weekend, or maybe even 2 of them. It's interesting to see how times have changed. But I guess cars nowadays are great. They're very safe. They last a long time. Um, they they cost a fortune, but they seem to pay it back in longevity. But but the cars of I guess the 50s, the 60s, back in the 40s, the 30s, uh, those cars, I guess maybe maybe they've, as my kid brother used to say, maybe they bit the big one. Maybe they finally rusted out, or they're or they're just sitting in a garage somewhere. Maybe grandpa's too old to, or great grandpa might be too old to drive it anymore. And maybe the younger kids in the family don't really care if they have one or not. They, as long as they got a smartphone or something. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to observe. I had kind of sad too, because those were great cars. I mean, they really were, and it was such fun to see them. When they'd sometime in the fall, they'd be introduced to the world. Presenting the '57 Ford, or the Ford Fairlane for 1957, and there'd be all these dancing girls trotting all around the car and stuff. It was great. Yeah, and you couldn't wait to drive down the road and see if you could spot the first '57 Chevy coming down the pike. Oh, there it is. Look. Oh, look at those tail fins. Yes. And luckily, a lot of those cars survived, and I guess people bought them, spiffed them up, uh, you repaired what they might have to do, or even better, customized them a bit, gave them a wild paint job or a bigger engine, I'm sorry, and there you are. But now, the guys that did that are my age and maybe older, and some sadly may not be here anymore. It's it's interesting to look at a how a fad starts, hits a real pinnacle, and then, well, I don't know as it's on a decline, but you don't see as much of the old cars, I think, as you used to. It seems to me. Um, I may have said this already on the video, or this video. There were times when I didn't know how I was going to get to all the different car shows to DJ, um, like I did back then. They were just There was just so much activity, and that was kind of fun. It was kind of fun. Still is. I mean, there's still shows. There's still cruise nights here and there. I know in our neck of the woods, Jumbo Land has a nice motorcycle night, and I believe the Wanderers on Saturdays are at Jumbo Land also. But there used to be places like the Chatterbox where we'd see 200 cars show up on a Saturday, maybe more, maybe more. See what I'm saying? Or they'd go to they'd go to the Chatterbox on their way to some humongous car show, maybe up on the New York, New Jersey line, the border line, and then come back for burgers and shakes after the show. I don't know. It's I guess well, times change. Things do evolve. I guess it's nice to know that a lot of those old cars were nicely refurbished, nicely reconditioned. So at least there will be a number of them around for people to perhaps purchase from the family someday, when Grandpa passes on or what have you, and or great grandpa passes on, and there you are. There will be 57 Fords and Deuce Coupes and all that ready to rumble. Maybe just a little bit of minor adjustment, but there you go. But then again, I wonder if there'll be gasoline. Sooner or later, cars are probably going to be all electric, or some hydrogen atoms or some such thing will make them run. Where do we get gasoline, for crying out loud? What's gasoline? I can hear a kid saying, "What's gasoline, Daddy?" Well, I don't know. Shut up. Trying to get the protons working on this car here. God, try and pay attention. God. But it's interesting. Interesting to see things run circuits, evolve and run their circuit. Cool. Anyway, I am looking again always for DJ work, especially at car shows, cruise nights. You just put a message on this video, and I'll get back to you. Some way to contact you, and I'll be glad to get back to you. I'll catch you later. Doc South signing off for now, and we'll see you. Bye now. Watch it on the highway now.